Hello, Tier City fans. Welcome back again for another episode of Tier City Retro Programming. Um, Saturday's show was really interesting, even though it was only 4 days ago. Um, actually, 3 days ago. Today's Tuesday, so yeah, 3 days ago. Um, I enjoyed interacting um, with you guys on that show, and thank you, Curtis, for spending some time on my creations. My latest creation was the Luigi Mario's Magic Mushroom thing that I might turn into a game. Um, there were a lot of different comments, as there usually are, and everything's usually constructive, so um, that's good. But what I'm doing here is trying to finish up Tales of Suburbia. So this is the final screen of the game. Um, if you make it this far, this is where you launch your rocket. And I showed this, a long time ago when I had first started working on it, but I made some improvements that I wanted to show you. And so I put a fence in the backyard. It needed a fence to separate the woods, you know. Most people would have a fence up like that. You wouldn't want animals coming out of the woods into your yard or whatever. So I just got done with this fence, and you can kind of see the trunks through the fence, the tree trunks, so that's good. It's kind of like a 3D aspect. Now, when I was a kid, I would have loved to play a game like this. Um, this was my forte back in the day. Were these like adventure type games. I like action too, but I also like role playing adventure games, and this is both. Um, if I look at my items, I don't have anything. I can't check my score because it's not programmed in yet. I haven't touched this for, oh God, 6 months at least, maybe longer, maybe 8 months. It's been a heck of a long time because I started Ultimate. I was occupied with that for a long time. Then I had to go back to trying to finish this game. This game is almost done. It's almost ready for distribution. I have to update the instruction manual. I have a nice instruction manual that goes with it. So if you got this on disc, you would get, not sure if one floppy disk. I don't know what the spacing was on those. I remember when I was running a Tandy 1000 SX. It had a 3.5 floppy and a 5 1/4 floppy. But in the previous days with Commodores and Cocos and all those things, most of the time you would have probably 5 1/4 inch floppy drive, and a lot of people had dual drives. Um, I didn't have either on not on my color computer too. I only had a tape drive. So the capacity, Curtis, if you're watching, I don't know what's the capacity of a 5 1/4 floppy. I can't remember off the top of my head what the equivalents were with the Tandy 1000. I know that the 3.5s held more, but those weren't available, I'm sure, for a color computer. I don't think it would probably be the 5 1/4. Those didn't hold as much, but I'm wondering if I could put my entire game, um, all 5 game tapes, the boot tape with the title screen, and the save tape. That's seven different tapes. Do you think I could fit that all on one floppy disk? If you bought this back in the day, you would get a couple of floppy disks probably. Um, but it might fit all on one. I don't know. Curtis, I haven't been able to email you yet, but yeah, let's clear this up. Maybe I could start using disk images and make things easier, because when I start distributing this, the TRS-80 GP that I'm running, uh, the cassette format is different than XROR's, so they're not compatible. But the disk images are compatible with XROR. So I'm definitely going to need to do something when I go to distribute this. It's going to have to be on disk. I will have to change how the save feature works, but Curtis, you're going to have to show me all this stuff. You volunteered, basically. You said you were going to show me how to do this, so none of that stuff is in the Getting Started book. I wouldn't know where to find it. So maybe you could direct me to a manual where I could start looking into this. And you can help me along the way like you've always done, and I'm grateful to you for that. But let's get back to this game here. I put up a fence, and I put some more graphics in the trees. Before there were big yellow circles around the red trees, and I got rid of those. If I had time, I would put foliage on the trees, but I don't have time. The rocket is already on there. Normally, when you get to this screen, the rocket will not be on there. You have to place the rocket on there, and I need to make a way where I can go back into the kitchen, because we go out through the back door and we end up in the backyard here going through the kitchen. So I have to put, I'm probably just going to put a simple doorway right here. It's not going to be like, you're not going to see the house. I mean, if I would have to put the house here, I would have to put like from here to here and make like a house with a door coming out, and I don't have the time for it. This game has been in the works for like 2 years or something, 2.5 years, and I want people to play it. So this will be version 1. This is actually version 2. There was a version 1, but that's long gone. It didn't have a save feature. It had a code feature, which was horrible. You could hack it really easy. So then I went over to the save tape, which is a lot more secure. But I want to go to a save disk, and then we'll be all set for distribution. And this will be version 3, actually. It'll be version 3. If I ever update this, it'll have some more backyard graphics, but that's really not important. I'm going to make a doorway here, just big enough for the guy to go back into the kitchen, because when you get out here, you're right about here. So the door will be right here, or right up here somewhere. You go back into the kitchen, because again, you're not going to probably have all the items you need to launch this right away. This is the last tape. Everything else is pretty much ready to go. I have to double check everything though and stitch it all together. It's still not completely done. I had to go through and do the save feature. I have updated this so many times. I went to pcopy. It wasn't in pcopy at first. There's just been so many changes, but now the game is like pretty professional looking. You might even get 8 tapes here, or 8, because now I have my branding label, which when you run my games, you're going to see the branding label first, then you're going to see presents, and then you're going to see the title screen of whatever you're playing, and so on. You're going to get into the game, a real, like, something you would pick up in the store and buy back in the day, and get a booklet and everything like that. It says the control box needs 2D batteries, which I don't have, so we can't launch this. It's just a quick update. So between yesterday and today, I got the fence done and I got the trees fixed. Now I just need to put a door to make it go back to the other screen and finalize the mechanics of this screen, because not everything is working. And I'll be in good shape. It's still going to be like another month until this gets released, depending on how fast I can learn disk. months. It could be 2 months. I don't know, guys. There's nothing I can do about it. Just hang in there. Um, I want to get Ghost Saga to you, but no one's been responding on that. Um, I'm gonna have to email Curtis somehow because I'll put it up on his site or I'll put it up on the TRC archive or both. Sorry, I haven't done that yet. Things just got screwed up when I updated to Windows 11 and Xroar stopped working. It put me into a spin, and luckily I was able to find an alternative emulator for right now. Um, but if you have Xroar, you can play the cassette image of Ghost Saga, which is only one cassette image. I'm sure you can handle that. It's just it. You know, the thing of it is that since we're doing virtual, you're not really messing with a tape. It's just a storage mechanism. So it's not much difference than if I use disk, except everything would fit on disk on the different sectors and things like that. And I can have all these game tapes on one disk, hopefully, versus having, 8 different cassette images. So I think that's the point Curtis is trying to make, and I do understand because I worked with floppy drives for many years before hard drives came out. I mean, hard drives were always there, but nobody had them. Only sysops had hard drives, basically to run their BBSs because they were so expensive. Most people couldn't afford one. Price of computers came way down today. I paid $300 for my new laptop. If it was back in the day and you wanted a desktop, you could add another zero. It would probably be about 3,000, 2 to 3,000 when the Pentium started coming out. And before that, you could double that. I mean, laptops weren't even touchable. They were like $12,000 for an IBM laptop. It was just ridiculously expensive. Computers were just so expensive. We're fortunate that all of these other companies like Atari and Amiga and Commodore and all these other more affordable the color computer came out to be more user friendly because nobody could afford these IBM machines. They were just so much. They were like thousands and tens and thousands of dollars. It was ridiculous. So anyways, I'm going to end this here. I'm going to take my joystick out and put my mouse back in. I need to buy a hub for my USB because I only have 2 USB ports now. I used to have 3, but they're not making them like that anymore. And so you have to buy a hub if you want. I use a lot of USB stuff, joysticks and mice and thumb drives and you name it. Plug-in. I have cameras that plug in, so I need a lot. I need a hub and. So that's it. I'm going to end it here. Let's get going with the comments. If there's anything you guys want to say, I will respond. And that's it for right now. So, before you know it, there'll be another Coco Nation episode, and I'll probably join you for a little while like I did before. Maybe I'll try to enhance the Mario game and try to make it playable, even if it's one screen. Just a one-screen, demo. A lot of times, companies would run demos, and they would distribute shareware demos that you could download from BBSs to promote their games, and I could do the same thing. I might make a shareware demo for the Mario thing, just to show that it works, and stuff like that. So, keep your eyes peeled for more videos, and thanks for watching. The one thing about this computer is once you get you start using it, you can't stop, and you can't stop making videos. So, it just catches on to you. I don't know how you guys do 4 5 hour shows every Saturday. I have no idea how you guys do that. I could never sit there for 5 hours. There's just no way. But I've made almost 200 videos myself. And a lot of them are anywhere from 15 minutes to a half an hour to 45 minutes. So I put in a lot of hours on this too. I just, once you catch the bug, it's hard to get rid of, and it's true. So that's it. Take care. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.